All right, the Rams remain busy with their secondary.
Yeah.
This is a big talking point for us. They signed Jaylen Watson to a 3-year deal. $34 million of it is guaranteed in the 3-year contract. He was number 8 on PFT's top 100 free agent list. That's ahead of some bigger name brands.
Yes.
So this is somebody that, despite playing in Kansas City, doesn't get the hype that a lot of guys get. The Rams are looking at Kansas City and going, we want what some of you guys have.
Yes.
Chris, like sitting next to you all season, one thing you always said, as much as we love the Rams, it felt like Shula had to pull back on how much man he can run, how aggressive, basically what they can ask their corners to be.
Agreed.
They've made 2, on top of extending Cam Curl, they extended Quentin Lake in season. They've made 2 monster moves at corner. Feels like that's what they feel is their one Achilles heel.
I don't think there's anything else they needed to really adjust or get to on their whole football team. We discussed it at lengths at the end of the year. And here they are now where when the season ended, I went, it's kind of one of the lesser secondaries in football. That's what or at least the corners, I thought. The safeties have always been pretty
They're really good.
I want to make sure I stand corrected
right.
there.
But they broke out there.
But they did.
Like a year ago, if you said Cam Curl and Quentin Lake are 2 of the best, one of the best safety duos in the league, people would be like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And now under Chris Shula, it's like Cam Curl and Quentin Lake are really good.
No doubt about it. No doubt. So, they got that. They got Jalen McCullough, who's also, I think, another good safety nickel hybrid who I'm a fan of. But the issue was what you talked about. You can't play in big football games late in the year against some of the quarterbacks and offenses you're going to play and think that on 3rd and 4 or 3rd and 5, the quarterback and the offensive coordinator aren't going to have a cool way that are going to widen some part of your zone defense out, and they're going to find a guy to get open in the middle of that hole. The whole playoffs, I sat there. I remember, like, late in the year, we were watching a game, and I told my dad, we were actually watching Wild Card Weekend when they played the Carolina Panthers on a Saturday. I just go, man, my dad kind of goes, what happened to the Rams defense? And I went, watch. I go, they can't play man. Every time it's 3rd down, you watch, Bryce Young's going to look one way, come back, hit somebody open. I mean, that's just what it was. So this changes it. And now they got one of the best secondaries in football. For a team that we already knew was in the Super Bowl window, really doesn't need to address much on the offense at all. The defense, the front 7 set, this was the issue. And now you got 2 corners who came from a place where they were put under pressure, right? Then not only were they complicated and did some cool zones under Spags in Kansas City, and they're going to be good at that, but they were asked to tackle. You can't play for Spags unless you tackle. And the biggest thing is, as we know, they weren't afraid to play aggressive in Kansas City in big situations. That's what's one of the reasons they won 3 Super Bowls. Oh, it's Brock Purdy. Oh, it's 3rd and 3. And if you get the first down right here, the game's over, right?
Yeah.
We're going to blitz McDuffie off the edge, and we're going to have Jaylen Watson playing man-to-man.
Right.
And, he knocked the ball down, right? So, but those are the kind of things you need in those big type of football games, and I think that was brilliantly done by the Los Angeles Rams.
I have some jarring numbers for you. Okay. So, to the point, Kobe Durant and Emmanuel Forbes last year for the Rams in man coverage, passer rating allowed from Durant was 98.8.
Yeah, I was going to say, yikes.
Passer rating from Forbes, 97.5.
Yikes.
McDuffie, 72.
Right.
Jaylen Watson, 74.
Yeah, and they didn't have the pass rush.
Right.
The Rams did.
There's actually a bigger ceiling.
Yes.
But just the raw numbers in man suggest a significant upgrade.
Totally.
Significant.
Totally. But Watson's big. He's long. He can take on those bigger receivers. You go, okay, you got him. McDuffie, I don't know how much we talked about this. In fact, I don't think you and I got to talk about this at all yet, or the Max Crosby thing. But McDuffie's rare in that you can put him outside against the best receiver in football. He could also play the slot nickel guy.
It's like a Witherspoon a little bit.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
He can play the jitterbug guy, which is rare to have that type of crossover, as you know. Only a few guys have that.
Yeah.
And that's where that's special. So they're going to be able to match up with anybody with that safety play and the front 4 they have. Yeah, I think McDuffie and Watson are only going to look better with this Rams team as compared to the Chiefs. One of the things we've talked about is they've had a blitz. They haven't had a front 4 that they can just say, get there. Chris Jones is still really damn good, but he's not quite the same force he was. Karlaftis really good, but again, not a type of defensive line that I think we looked at to go, oh, don't worry, the front 4 will get there all the time. And that, of course, put them under pressure in Kansas City.
McDuffie last year, 458 snaps at outside corner, 127 in the slot, 36 as a box safety.
Wow.
35 on the line of scrimmage.
Wow. Yeah, he does it all. He does it all.
More than he gets credit for.
He tackles in the run game. And I know we said this last week. Jimmy Lake being there, who coached him at Washington, they know him. They know what kind of guy he is. That's why they were happy to pay him the highest paid corner, in all of football, because he's worthy of that. Yo, thanks for watching, homies. We are now in the NFL season here on Chris Simms Unbuttoned.
Hit subscribe to get our weekly picks, game recaps, film deep dives, and much, much more.
Thanks again for watching. Subscribe, rate, review. Peace out. You know where to find us.